Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to Blubobobobo's Storytime with Snakes. Now, today I'm fortunate enough to have for you Mary Ann. Now, Mary Ann is an albino boa constrictor. Now, she is a rescue, and her keeper has taken very good care of her, although she is blind in one eye, so she's used to being handled by people. And as I'm holding her, she reminds me of the Aboriginal tale of Grandfather Serpent. A long time ago, longer now than it seems, Grandfather Serpent took care of all the animals in the outback of Australia. Now, he took it very personally to make sure everyone lived in as much harmony as possible and everybody got what they wanted. And one day, his granddaughter Owl came to see him. Now, she wanted to catch the snipe that was out in the billabong, and every time she swooped down to catch it, it would dive off the lily pad and under the water. So she asked Grandfather Serpent if he would go and drink the water out of the billabong so that the snipe wouldn't have any place to hide. Now, Grandfather Serpent, wanting to keep his granddaughter happy, agreed, and he went over to the pond. There he began to drink and drink and drink, and as he drank more and more, the water level dropped further and further, and the owl kept trying to catch the snipe, but it kept falling off into the water. Now, Grandfather Serpent continued drinking and drinking until finally the billabong was completely dry, and Owl thought she finally had a chance to get the snipe. But what she had forgotten was the snipe was a bird too. So, as Owl dove towards the snipe to catch it in his talons, it flew off, and Owl went splat right into the mud. Now, by this time, Grandfather Serpent was quite large. His belly had swollen tremendously, and as old as he was, his skin was cracked and broken and dry, and it began to itch. So he began to scratch it along the rocks, trying to get at those itches. And as he did so, his old skin finally split, right there about where his mouth is. As it split, he noticed the skin underneath felt nice and youthful again. So he began continuing to scratch at his skin along the rocks, and as he did, peeled off all that old skin. And underneath was nothing but beautiful, bright, shiny scales, like he was young again. And he felt so good about this transformation, he went and told all the other snakes, and even some of the other reptiles, that they too should start shedding their skin once they began feeling scratchy and itchy. And so, from that day forth, all the reptiles began to shed their skin. Thank you very much for joining me, my friends. Safe travels.